we just live more and love more? Who knows who we'd be if we just live more and love more? Who knows who we'd be if we just live more and love more? Who knows who we'd be if we just live more and love more?
We know who will be if we'll just live more and love more. I hope Josh something negative after this show, because you know what just happened right now. But then that song is definitely an amazing one. And of course, it talked about how life is really too short. I mean, sometimes, we talk about this so often that we feel like it is cliche, but it is actually true that life is short. But does that mean that we should, indulge every single thing that we feel like doing? Maybe sometimes we should just do it because, that song kind of leads us to the conversation I will be having today. But at the same time, I'm just here thinking, hope this song would not be the excuse for one's not so palatable, actions sometimes. And of course, some of the things that a lady that we'll be checking out our issue today on the show, I've gotten herself into. But then, one thing that I would definitely love to say emphatically and start the show with is that we have to get to that point in our life where we're just, ready to really and truly live more and love more, because indeed life is short. 5 minutes gone past 5. A very good evening to you. Happy Sunday to you, and welcome to Family Matters on Splash 105.5. I'm usually excited to be here every Sunday because, it is family time. I mean, we get to hang out together. We rub minds together as a family. We check out an issue for the day. And we just, make sure that we live the show as better human beings. And today is not going to be an exception. We're going to be talking about a variation of things. And today I would like for us to actually, get started with an issue, a dilemma that a lady is currently in, and she has reached out to the Family Matters family for us to check out on the show today. But of course, along the show, we're going to check out a topic that I feel we need to pay attention to as lovers, as partners, as wives, as husbands, or wherever it is that you are as an entity of the family. And I would like to call it complacency. Being complacent in relationships, getting, uncritically satisfied or comfortable in our relationships, in our marriages, or you could simply put it as see finish. We're going to talk about that more along the show, like I said. But today, the story for today is already on our Facebook page at Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan. Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan. You can get to catch up with the full story, the issue that we'll be checking out this evening on the show. Splash FM 105.5, and you can let that lady know what you think is best for her to do this evening. So let's check out her story. She said that, I am a 34-year-old lady. My elder sister has been like a parent figure ever since we lost our father 15 years ago. Her mother died during childbirth years before that. And of course, she went on to reveal more and more about the situation that she has found herself. Let's take a listen to her story right about now. And of course, I will be back to get back to the studio line this evening.
Hello, Majua. I'm a 34-year-old lady. And I have another sister who has been like a parent figure ever since we lost our father 15 years ago. And our mother died during childbirth years before that. My sister sponsored my university education and has been the one catering for me ever since we lost our father. And she got married about 9 years ago, and she's blessed with 3 children. But my sister doesn't respect her husband. She talks to him anyhow, majorly because he finds it hard to hold a job. She has given him money several times, but the businesses keep folding up. She goes and comes as she pleases, but questions his whereabouts every now and then. These constant fights and disrespect has brought her husband and I closer over the years. Our relationship started about 6 years ago, I think, and he has been amazing. He tells me about how he made a mistake by marrying my sister instead of me. He's ready to marry me and leave my sister, but I cannot do my sister that way. And I also do not want to lose the only man that I have had a long-term relationship with and has treated me so well. I have always been unlucky with love. I'm so confused. Do I tell my sister? How do I test a husband to know if a husband's love for me is genuine? What would happen to my sister and her children? How would the extended family look at us? What do I do? Please help me.
What do I do? Please help me. That's the story that we're checking out this evening on the show. And of course, the studio line will soon be open for us to let that lady know what we think is best for her to do. But before we get to the phone lines to get a contribution, I just want us to, keep thinking about the different angles to that story. And that is why I had to, start with that. But then let's talk about what I would like for us to check out on the show this evening, which I mentioned as complacency in relationships, and to just break it down and check out what it means. Being complacent simply means that as a person you have uncritical satisfaction with yourself or your achievement, or you are unaware of wherever it is that you may be lacking as a person. You are unaware of whatever it is that shortcomings that you may have as a person. You're just comfortable with how you are and who you are, and how you relate with your partner. And when it comes to being complacent, oftentimes it's actually rampant in secured relationships, when you know that, this person has given me the assurance that he or she is mine. In a secured relationship, such as probably you guys are engaged, you guys are married, and you know how when you meet someone before marriage, when you ask certain questions like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite song? What's your best food? Do you like bread? Do you like your bread white or brown? Do you like this? Do you like that? What's your favorite place to go to? This or that? And, you just ask questions for you to, learn more about that person, for you to be able to understand how that person would actually love to be loved. And you just put in a conscious effort to get to know that person better and ensure that you love that person more. And you realize the fact that once the relationship becomes secure, such as you guys being engaged or being married, you realize the fact that oftentimes we get comfortable as human. Before getting married, you know what your husband likes, you know what your wife likes. For instance, you know that your wife likes to be assisted in the kitchen, to be helped around the house. But now you feel like, I'm the husband of the house now. I'm the head of the house. I will be expecting me to be cooking. I will be expecting me to be assisting in the house. So the wife has to be the one to cook, to clean, to take care of the kids. And, it's a different ball game if you are probably busy with something or you're not even around. But you see some men just sit down in front of the TV and feel like, as long as I'm the husband of the house, I just cannot do it. And you subconsciously plant the seed of resentment into that woman, into that person, whichever the partner might be in whatever case. And let's go back to before the assurance actually came in. You had no problem ensuring that your husband or probably your boyfriend at that time or probably your fiancé at that time eats well at home or eat home cooked meal, but suddenly you're too tired to cook. You know that your partner had always liked activities of the other room and such person is very, very active. Suddenly you're always tired and never in the mood. Before marriage, or even when everything was new, you paid attention to every detail concerning your partner. Before your partner says, you already know that my partner needs and now you just can't be bothered. Maybe we're married. I mean, what other assurance will such person need? Which other assurance is greater than that? You're mine, I am yours. You see some people, their partner asks for attention, and you hear certain things that, oh, you are too needy. I need to go to work, Dari. I need to rest. I've been at work since. And it makes such person question that, okay, this is something that this person was doing before. And the truth is this little things that before the assurance came in that probably contributed to the choice of such person as one's lifetime partner. Then when you keep complaining as a person that you can't do this, you can't do that, and you then hear you listening right now, being the same person that cannot do whatever it is that you were doing that contributed to how that person was seeing you as a lover of his or her life, and then you be that person to say, my partner has changed, though. That's not the person that I married, though. And it's funny how sometimes as humans, we complain about people's reactions to things. You say, before, if I pinch my wife with biro, if I pinch my husband with biro, you just laugh it off and we just, joke around it and all of that. But now if you pinch my husband, you just get angry and all of that. And the truth is, you're complaining about the reaction of that person. But then what happens to your action as a person too? How do you contribute to that? Forgetting the impact that such thing as your own actions. Maybe there was a day that person too was making a joke and you probably just, blew it out of proportion. And, little by little, you see that seed of resentment are actually being planted. My wife has changed though. She's not the woman that I marry. She does not give me attention. He does not give me attention. He or she does not show me love like he or she used to do. The things that you used to do then, the question is, are you also doing them? You watch movies, you see couples do this. Yes, we can say that, movies are great. You can see one or two things and you're able to see things from another perspective, maybe a better way to love your partner. But it's not for you to now say, I saw this in a movie, and then set it as expectation from your partner, and forgetting the fact that when it comes to movies, there are some little sprinkle of fiction there. There are little sprinkle of fiction that, there's a saying that all that glitters is actually not gold. Probably you have a friend that has a wife or a friend that has a husband, and the husband is this, the husband is that. You're like, why is my own husband not doing this? Why my husband not doing that? Do you also know what is happening behind the closed doors? Do you know? Just the way you cannot show them certain things that is happening in your home, it's just the way they cannot show you certain things that is happening in their own home. Everybody is trying to put their best foot forward. And all I'm trying to, say is, yes, we can say that as human, we evolve, we change. But the truth is, be sure that before you point fingers, before you actually accuse your partner of changing, be sure that you are also not contributing to the negative change that you're complaining about. Because, sometimes we say, my partner is not doing this, is not doing that. But the truth is, are you also not guilty of the same thing? Like I was giving an example of friends. You can say, my friends wear sexy dresses, they smell nice, they're in shape, and my wife is this, my wife is that. So you keep on just mentioning it to your wife over and over again that, you are not the same size as I'm married. The truth is, a lot of things have happened. She got married. She has a lot more to do. She probably has kids now. Her body has gone through so many other changes. And that person that you feel like, maybe that person too has had kids. That person too has done this, has done that. Why is my wife not like that? First of all, the body is not the same. The systems are different. Secondly, you do not know the processes that person probably had to go through. That person that you feel is in shape probably feels like, I'm sick. Because probably the person is managing something in her body that makes her look actually that way. All I'm saying is sometimes comparison is what actually does more harm than good when it comes to relationship with partners. Because the truth is, a sane person would not give problem if they are loved right. A man who is shown submission, who is shown respect, will have no problem, giving you seeds off of that by showing you love. A woman shown love the way he or she would want to be loved naturally would submit. This is the age of social media, and then you see some posts online, and then you are within your friends, you hear some conversations with their partners, your neighbors hear some conversations, and then you hear men, demanding to be submitted. I want my wife to be more humble. I want my wife to kiniko. The truth is, you want your wife to do this. You want your wife to do. Are you also doing this? The things that will make it easier for your wife to actually do such. For instance, you want your wife to probably to be thoughtful. You want your wife to, before you say it, you know that it's my best food that I want to, is my kiniko that I want to. Are you also making sure there's provision to make that easier for your wife the way you used to before? And, talking about that particular angle, a woman who is loved the way she would want to be loved would naturally submit. So also is a man as well. A man that is loved the way you would love to be loved would definitely extend that love to the partner as well. And talking about that, it's a different ball game as individuals. For myself, for example, to want to be loved a certain way, it's another thing for my partner to be able to love me the way I would loved to be. I would want to be loved, rather. That your partner's love language, for example, is quality time, but it is you that will never be home. It is you, even when you're at home, you are always on your phone, pressing your phone, and when your wife is trying to give you a sign that spend time with me, let's talk about certain things, you're like, you're disturbing me, or I have a lot to do on my phone, I probably have a lot of things to do on my system. And then you go out, you buy gifts, probably because you as a person like it, and you feel like, oh, okay, that should show that I care about you now. But really, it might be that quality time that wife really wants, and that will do it for her without you having to spend money. All I'm saying is, it's not about how you think you should love your partner, but rather how your partner would love to be loved. But let's go on this commercial break. When I come back, we'll definitely continue the conversation and, of course, get to the issue for today on Family Matters.
Splash FM 105.5.
Latest Kule is the life business and service technology app. We don't bring comfort for people. Na Botinga app, a multi-service platform where you fit order sharp for any service provider, market, or anything where you need online. Just download Botinga app. Come begin the order for any professional service and where you want. You fit order for taxi ride or any services like fashion designer, hairdresser, mechanic, barber, painter, photographer, dry cleaner, carpenter, makeup artist, plus others them on top Botinga app. And you will be service provider. You fit register your service and take and connect to more customers for better sales enjoyment. You fit render your service with your own private motor car as driver. To make extra money, just download Botinga provider on top Google Play Store and Apple Store today. Make people begin the order for your services anytime from anywhere. With Botinga, everything done dey easy. No be for mouth. This one na easy life. For more tori, visit www.botinga.com or we office with the for former MTN office opposite Methodist Church, Bodija, Ibadan, Tulun 0810-934-6512. Botinga app, service and business comforts.
Building on the successful completion of our first session with attendance testimony of our professional handling of the classes, we invite intent development, basic production and digital media, presentation in Yoruba, and so on, leading to the award of Certificate of Proficiency in Broadcast Journalism. Course duration is 6 weeks of intensive practical classes plus interactive practical mentorship sessions with veterans and industrial placement. To register, visit the Splash FM Media Academy beside White House, Felele, Ibadan. For inquiries, call 070-543-93332 or 080-569-98676. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we are at Splash FM Academy.
àti ṣí o àti ń ta o ṣọ́ọ̀bù alálùbáríkà tèmi dire ultra modern market Dagi market extension.
Golden Bricks Realty and Investment Limited. Àjọṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó ti ṣàṣeyọrí tó lóòrìn. Tèmi dire ultra modern market and shopping mall. Ọjà Agbági tuntun phase 2 where my world road Ìbàdàn. Àti ṣí àti ń tàwọn shops yẹn báyìí o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́jà títà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ní pẹ́rẹ́. Ẹ fẹ́ ra aṣọ ńláńlá. Àǹkárá léèsì gíní báàgì àti bàtà. Ṣọ́ọ̀bù tẹ́ ti lè rọ jíjẹ wa ń bẹ pẹ̀lú. Ìjọba ló wà lókèétì ẹ̀. Ààbò tó gbogbo ń bẹ tọ̀sán tó rú. Wọ́n gbẹ́ bọ́ ò síbẹ̀. Wọ́n tún kọ́lé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni láti ti yípo bẹ̀. Ó tóbi ó pọ̀ ó fẹ̀. Ó yẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ rẹ̀ǹtì ní abẹ́ fẹ́ ra ṣọ́ọ̀bù. Ẹ̀yin náà gẹ́gẹ́ tètè lọ gba fọ́ọ̀mù báyìí. The Ministry of Trade and Investment room 56 Secretariat Ìbàdàn. Wà láyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ẹ pè 08028834320. 08028834320. Àrètí yín lọ́jà tèmi ní rẹ̀ Gbági tuntun ìlú Ìbàdàn.
With almost 100,000 Instagram followers and over 100,000 followers on Twitter. Wow! And more than 250,000 followers on Facebook. Our followers are our greatest assets. Join our social media family for breaking news, daily information, and giveaways. On Instagram and Twitter at Splash FM 1055. On Facebook at www.facebook.com/Splash FM 105.5.
This Ramadan, enjoy Golden Penny Semovita, made from premium wheat and fortified with vitamins and minerals. Easy to mold and swallow, that keeps you nourished while fasting. Ramadan Kareem from Golden Penny Semovita.
Splash FM 105.5.
Splash 105.5, and of course it's still Family Matters, and I am still live on Facebook at Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan. I mean, I would like for you to also share, even though the conversation is still ongoing, what are the things that you think depict complacency when it comes to marriages as well? And of course, we'll definitely get to the conversation about the lady real soon, but we're still talking about, before we went to that commercial break, I was talking about you actually loving your partner, right? And that would, be part of the ginger to always make sure that such partner does not get too comfortable to not give you enough attention that you would want, or enough respect or enough love that you would want. Another example is, you know that your partner is that person that actually loves gifts so much, but then normal days you would not give gift. Such person probably has a special occasion, or probably it's Christmas, it's New Year, it's Valentine. You still do not think of any gift to give that person. You're like, when your birthday, I was at home now. At least I spent time with you and the family. We ate together, we played together. But really, all that person really wants might just be that gift, because that person's love language is actually receiving gift or giving gift. And then you see, and sometimes it doesn't even really have to be extravagant. It usually doesn't have to be something so big. Sometimes it's just the thought of, my partner was able to go out of our way to be able to do this and show that he or she really understand how I want to be loved, and he or she actually put in the effort to actually love me. And still talking about instances that we might be guilty of as a person, and then we complain about partner actually being guilty. That you cannot give your family money. You go in the morning, you come in the night, you don't even care or even leave money. Your wife asks for this, your children ask for this. You never have money to give them, but you're the one that does philanthropy outside at work. If everybody wants to buy, you clear it. You're always giving out to other people outside, but really not giving it to the family. And then you come home and you complain that, why are you nagging? It's not nagging. That person is just asking to be assisted, just asking for you to be responsible as the head of the home. Your husband comes home and your husband actually wants food, and you're like, why are you asking me for that? Am I your housemaid? No, you're not the housemaid, but you're supposed to nurture your home as well and cater for your family as well. You are that person that when you are outside as a woman or as a man, people are talking to you, you're quiet, you're composed, you listen, you are calm, you hear other people's perspective, but you get home, before they say, you've already flared up, and you never want to listen. You always want to have your way. And then you wonder why your wife is not talking to you. You wonder why your husband is not talking to you. Why would they talk to you? Because if they say one thing, you would probably turn it all over, and everybody's just agitated. Everybody's just, the whole atmosphere becomes so toxic that no happiness is in the home. So before you complain that certain things are happening, make sure that you're really not the fuel that is, increasing the flame of that particular fire. And, the respect that you're commanding from that person, the respect that you're asking for would only breed disrespect and even resentment sometimes. Respect is earned and not demanded. Make sure that you do your part before you complain that your partner is not doing this, is not doing that. And you see that life will be easier, not just for you, not just for your partner rather, but also for yourself and also for your family. You see that you look forward to going home. Some people say, oh, okay, I don't want to go home because once I go home like this, is voila, my husband will just be talking, my wife will just be talking, my children. Because really, if the things that they are asking for, if you actually do it, because deep down sometimes realize the fact that these things are things that should actually be done. They are actually things that are important, that are our responsibility as entities, as part of that family. All I'm saying this evening is don't get so comfortable, don't get so complacent and say, oh, okay, you're now mine, I am now yours, so you're not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere. So, and then we keep on complaining that, oh, okay, my home is not happy, I don't have a happy home. Really, are you sure you're not contributing to that as well? Don't get too comfortable and then keep complaining. Just like you feel your partner is not doing something, be sure that you are also not guilty of the same. Okay, I hope we're able to pick one or two things from what we've been able to talk about this evening on the show. Let's go check out the issue for today. Like I said, we'll be checking out a story of a young lady, and the full story is already on our Facebook page, Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan. I'll be sure to take the comment when it's time on the show, but let's take a listen again to that particular story, after which I'll get to the phone lines for this evening and we get to let that lady know how best she can handle the situation.
Hello, Majua. I'm a 34-year-old lady, and I have another sister who has been like a pure figure ever since we lost our father 15 years ago. And our mother died during childbirth years before that. My sister sponsored my university education and has been the one catering for me ever since we lost our father. And she got married about 9 years ago, and she's blessed with 3 children. But my sister doesn't respect her husband. She talks to him anyhow, majorly because he finds it hard to hold a job. She has given him money several times, but the businesses keep folding up. She goes and comes as she pleases, but questions his whereabouts every now and then. This constant fight and disrespect has brought her husband and I closer over the years. Our relationship started about 6 years ago, I think, and he has been amazing. He tells me about how he made a mistake by marrying my sister instead of me. He's ready to marry me and leave my sister, but I cannot do my sister that way. And I also do not want to lose the only man that I have had a long-term relationship with and has treated me so well. I have always been unlucky with love. I'm so confused. Do I tell my sister? How do I test a husband to know if her husband's love for me is genuine? What would happen to my sister and her children? How would the extended family look at us? What do I do? Please help me.
What do I do? Please help me. 0809 155 1055 0809 155 1055. I mean, a 34-year-old having to find herself in this particular situation, in this particular dilemma. I mean, when I was speaking with her, she was all teary and crying. And if you really listen to that audio, you would hear that the cry was still in her voice. And then I had to just send it that way because we definitely have to check this story. A 34-year-old lady, and the elder sister has been the father and also the mother figure for her since they lost their father. And now she has found herself in this situation with her sister's husband. 0809 155 1055. How best do you think that she can actually handle this situation? She is a 34-year-old lady, and her sister has been the parent figure ever since they lost their father 15 years ago. Their mother died during childbirth years before that. The sister sponsored a university education, and the sister has been catering for her since they lost their father. The sister got married about 9 years ago, and the sister is blessed with three children. The sister does not respect her husband. She talks to him anyhow, majorly because the husband finds it hard to hold down a job. The sister has given the husband money several times, but the businesses keep folding up. She goes and comes as she pleases, but questions the whereabouts of the husband every now and then. This constant fight between the husband and the disrespect between the husband and the wife, according to her, brought them closer over the years. And their relationship started about 6 years ago. And according to her, the man has been amazing. The man tells her about how he made a mistake marrying the sister instead of her, and the man is ready to marry her and leave the sister. Now she's saying that she cannot hurt her sister that way, and also she does not want to lose the only man that have had a long-term relationship with her and has treated her well. Now, she also revealed the fact that she has always been unlucky with love, but she's so confused. How will she tell her sister? How can she test the husband to know if the husband's love for her is really genuine? What would happen to her sister and her children? How would the extended family look at them? What can she do? Please help her. 0809 155 1055. I mean, checking out this story, what angle can you actually see it from? She's listening. And is this a story of an ingrate? Is it a story of an immature 34-year-old, or a lover girl, or a story of an empath, or a story of a true woman, or a story of a loving, submissive woman? I just cannot just put a pin on it yet, but I'm very sure you can definitely let her know the angle that you are seeing this story from. Checking through our Facebook page right now. At Splash FM 105.5, Agunbi Ade Sharif, thank you so much for joining. Olasubomi Komolafe Ariakbede, Anike Ade, Olauya Biodun, Steven, Joseph, we found it today. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. Adekunle Abdulaziz Alamu, Abib Ajibade on Facebook, Salawu Alaw Abdullahi Ayoku, and also Timileyin Emmanuel. But then, what do you think, really? I mean, one of the lingering questions that I had while speaking with her is, she is 34 and she's staying with this big sister. How has she and the husband been able to keep their relationship a secret for 6 years? What do you think? Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Please, I want to remain anonymous.
Okay.
So, to me, that younger sister to be an Ingrid, if she eventually go ahead to marry the man, if she quit that relationship and leave the marriage for her sister, if she go ahead and find a woman elsewhere, that's my own submission.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that. Okay, 0809 155 1055. What angle can you actually see this story from? I mean, he just talked about her leaving the marriage for her sister to enjoy. And I can't but question. Remember that she's 34 years old. Where will she start from? And even if she leaves, what's to say that the man will not go find solace with another woman entirely? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is John from Ibadan.
John from, where in Ibadan are you calling from?
From Akpete.
Okay. What do you think, John?
Yeah. I think the young ladies should better be advised to go and look for her own husband. It's because of her presence. That's why the tussle between the elder sister and her husband was becoming aggravated. Because the husband is finding solace in her. So the husband could not find her level, his level with his own wife. And that lady too has wasted his time because he's getting support and what have you from sister's husband. instead of her to have been looking for her own husband, or because he's enjoying her sister's husband. So that's why for 6 years, she did not even think of what will be her own future. So I would advise her to go and look for her own husband. If by the time she leaves, the husband and the wife will find their own level. How would the elder sister leave 3 children? What will be the future of those children if eventually he now got married to her elder sister's husband? I think it's a sacrilege too. It should not be.
All right. Thank you. All right, thank you so much for that. I'm so sure she heard that as well. Do you agree with the 2 contributions that we've had so far, or are you seeing this issue from another perspective entirely? 0809-155-1055. Don't let us forget that this lady has invested 6 years of her life in this relationship. Is it so easy for her to just up and leave such relationship? Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening. What's your name? Are you there? Okay, I can't hear you. Please try to call back at 0809-155-1055. And you can as well call 0805-699-8678. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Victor.
Victor. Okay. How are you today, Victor?
I'm good.
I'm good. What do you think?
Oh, wow. The story is very pathetic. I will start from the sister that is falling in love with her sister's husband.
I can barely make out your words, Victor.
I think let me start from the lady that is falling in love with her sister's husband.
Okay.
All right. I just want to let her know that the love she thinks the man is showering her right now is not actually love. He is only finding what we call a comfort. Comfort which is not real love. And she will make a big mistake telling her sister what is actually going on between both of them. My advice is she should go a very far or relocate to another state, not telling the husband, but she can just brief the sister that she just finds something somewhere, change her number, and with time, the man will regain his senses. Because right now, there's no woman that will be in her senior sister's state, giving your husband money, not twice, not once, twice, and at the end of the day, there's nothing that comes out of it. That is naturally woman. Their countenance and everything will change. I really understand the lady, however she's reacting. Then I would suggest if you will go for counseling, from counseling, you will go for deliverance, might be something else, maybe spiritual, or he needs to seek himself, because sometimes there are things we men do, we don't actually value what we have until the time we lose it. Do you understand me? So the sister should please relocate, change her contact. Just only your sister should know, not people around you that can give him information where you are. Give yourself like months. She will heal from it. And the man himself will heal from it as well. And his eyes will open, to realize that he needs to do something about his life so that his marriage will stand and make his wife happy. Because the wife is not happy, that's why she's reacting that manner.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that, Victor.
Yeah.
All right, I'm so sure she heard that as well. But talking about the angle that Victor actually came from, yes, we can say that definitely solved the angle of the lady. But what happens to the angle of the man? How sure are we that the lady is really the issue in this question? I mean, this scenario. And once you leave the equation, the marriage, once effort is put into it, can really be savage, and not that the man would actually just go out and go get another woman that he can actually find solace with. But don't let us forget the angle where she talked about the sister being disrespectful and doing this, doing that to the husband just because the husband cannot hold down a job or business of his own. And another thing is, remember how she said that they lost their father about 15 years ago? Could it be as a result of the absence of a father figure while growing up, and, her just constantly searching for a father figure that may have contributed to how she talked about being unfortunate when it comes to finding love so far the past years, and what made her settle for this man for 6 years of her own life? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Lawal.
Lawal.
Yes, please.
Okay. What do you think, Lawal?
I'm listening to you. She should just, my advice would go in the line of the people who had called prior to this time. She should just look for her own man. She's the one who's having a soft spot for the man. Why would she be pliable? She should go look for her own man. There are men out there. If she's a wife material, if she has character and all other things, why? She will see a man of her own now. It's unheard of that you're going to marry your sister's husband, who she has 3 kids for. Like the last caller said, what would be the fate of the children? These are the things she would focus on. Should not allow her head get overclouded with what he's telling him. We are men. We know how to sweet talk people. It could be that he's just sweet talking her. His inability to keep a business is not a problem. Like, it is a problem in his family, but there are a lot of people who are unable to keep business, like himself. So why?
But what about the part of the jobs that the lady said he kept losing as well before the wife invested in businesses for him?
In that aspect, maybe they should look inward. What are the reasons for why he keeps losing jobs? Is it that the man himself lacks manner? Maybe there is a manner in which he speaks to his boss and all of that. These are human resource aspects. But if it is beyond that, then they should look inward. If it is prayers, they should go pray.
Okay.
That's it. But she herself, she should become unavailable. She's the one having some support for the man, and it's not nice.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Lawal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 0809-155-1055. Do you agree with Lawal and other contributions that we've had so far? Could she actually be a rebound, a time filler, or can it really be true love that this man has for her? I mean, how does a human trust another human being who cheated on his wife with you and now promises to leave that same wife, leave his 3 children that were, given birth to during the period of being married for 9 years, for you who happens to be the sister to that same woman? Could there be iota of truth to those promises, or possibility rather, to those promises made by this man? Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ma.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
I'm Israel.
Israel. Where are you calling from, Israel?
I'm calling from Nigeria.
Okay. What do you think, Israel?
Yes, to talk about this issue.
Mm-hmm.
If you are saying that we should let the woman just keep the man, right?
Okay.
The man could just enjoy himself.
Enjoy himself?
Yes.
So you're saying that there's a possibility of the love actually being real?
Yes.
Okay.
But we can't say that the lady should just leave. Yes. The main thing here is that they will make the relationship secret.
But for how long? Don't forget that she's 34 and the man is still married to her sister and they've been dating for 6 years. Now the man wants to marry her.
Now, for them to make the relationship secret, the woman will be there pursuing the goal that until he has his son, she has a son for the man, she has gained from the man. Without having a son, her daughter, there is no any goal for the woman. So I can just advise that the woman should keep the relationship secret with the man until she's pregnant. After she's pregnant, she can just leave.
She should get pregnant and leave. What happens to the care for the child when she gives birth, and also the sister who happens to be the wife of the man?
That will be the agreement between the lady and the man. But before the secret will be opened, the woman will have given birth.
Okay.
Yes, after giving birth, the secret can just be opened. That, this is what I've been doing since all these days. This is just it. Because the woman has gained something from the man. So, for that woman, for her sister, should just be irrespective, doing this, you are doing that, to her husband. That is just the game. Because we, man cannot just stay with the thing that.
Okay. I'm so sure she heard that as well.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for that particular angle. All right. I mean, that's definitely a different angle entirely, exploring the possibility of the man really being in love with her, and then he advised her to get married. I have a lot of questions as regards that particular angle, and some of such is, don't let us forget that this man does not have a job or a business. What would happen to the finances? How would their lifestyle, how will the child actually be taken care of when such child is actually brought forth? I'm still currently live on Facebook, Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan, and I'll be sure to take the comment real soon. But that is why I'm okay. Shout out to you on Facebook. Ajewale Shola said she no get sense ni. Adeshola Bello says she is unreasonable. Is she really unreasonable, or is she just a lady in love without any care about the consequences? And is she on the right path? What do you think? Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Precious.
Precious, right?
Yes.
Okay, where are you calling from, Precious?
I'm calling from Masasami.
Okay, what do you think, Precious?
Well, I think the girl should stay far away from the girl should stay far away from her sister's husband, and before she goes, she should tell the man that she's done, that she's over, that she doesn't want to cause any trouble for her sister, that she's done with the relationship. But she should not let the man know that she's running away, she's going away. Because if the man knows that she's going away, the man might stop her. So she should just go away so that she not cause any trouble for her sister.
Okay.
Because if she marries the man, it will cause trouble for her and her sister, and it might ruin their relationship, their family, sort of things, and they might end up harming or killing each other.
All right. All right, I got that. Thank you so much for that. Okay. I'm not so sure I can take more calls, but I definitely still have more questions. And if I'm not able to take more calls, please feel free to drop your comment under the video on Facebook. I'll be sure to show this woman, because you do not want to hear how sad, how lonely, how lost this lady actually sounded while I was speaking with her. And going back to some of the contributions that we've had so far, could the affair have been born out of, the husband finding solace, especially because of how this lady is saying that the wife has been treating him? And also, there's been a contribution of the possibility of this being true love, how then can she test the love the husband has for her if it's really genuine? Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan. That's where I'll be taking comment from, because I don't think I can take any more calls anymore. Kenny says, you will make the biggest error of your life if you help him dupe your sister, because not only will you have no one to run to again, it will also dupe you and go to someone else. The reason you are not lucky with man is because you're double dating, comparing other men to him, who is giving you attention because of what he wants from you. You better open up to your sister who is there for you since, help her reconcile with her husband, and it will amaze you how God will give you a peaceful and happy home. We seen Odiaka says, my sister, don't try and snatch your sister's husband from her. That problem is coming up because her husband has not settled business or a good job. Hence, that joblessness is addressed. There will be peace in that marriage. So go and look for your man. The phone lines are still buzzing. I'm so sorry I can't pick any more calls, but definitely I'll go check out the comment on Facebook after the show and make sure that I show the lady every single one on Splash FM 105.5 Ibadan. If you have a story you would like to share on the show, whatever it is that you may be going through, I want you to know that you have a family right here every Sunday, 5 to 6 p.m. And you can reach out with your story on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whichever you prefer, at Real Oma Joa. The show returns next week Sunday. Thank you so much for your contribution so far, and I look forward to another angle or other angles that you may have to this story. I am Ibukunoluwa Olagunju, but you can call me Oma Joa. Massive shout out to my producer Michael Olatimboso. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Splash FM 105.5.
Hello, welcome to our special program on spiritual enlightenment and unfolding world events, brought to you by the Grow Movement Nigeria.
Today's topic is, do demons exist? The brief answer is yes, demons do exist. But what are they really, and why should we be concerned about their existence? To begin with, we should know that demons are not created by God. In the Grail message, we learn that demons are the work of human beings. They are entities created by human beings using the principal power given by the Creator. The process is remarkably simple. As followers of these programs already know, the human spirit originates in the highest part of creation, the spiritual realm. As such, it is endowed with the power to give rise to living forms through the intuition. Each form embodies the nature of the volition within the intuition, whether good or evil. Unfortunately, the great majority of such forms coming from the human intuition are evil in nature, arising from deep inner feelings of envy, hatred, and lust, among others. Inevitably propelled by the law of similarities, these forms make contact with and attract or are attracted by similar forms and grow in power. They come together in the invisible beyond and constitute power centers which can be very powerful and dangerous. This is because